Now, holidaymakers and hauliers who want to cross the Channel are getting a bit of a relief this morning as the gridlock shows some signs of easing. It follows a weekend that saw many journeys delayed by up to 20 hours. The M20 motorway is now fully open, heading towards the coast. Well, we can speak to our reporter Noor Nanji at the Eurotunnel terminal in Folkestone now. Noor, morning to you. What's the situation there this morning?
Well, it's a much better picture than what we were seeing over the weekend. As you can see behind me, the traffic is now moving. None of that gridlock that we saw over the past 3 days. So what caused the issues in the first place? Well, it came after parts of the M20 motorway were shut due to the Operation Brock contingency plan. And that led to it effectively becoming something of a lorry park. And that meant that cars were being diverted to nearby streets. And that led to those tailbacks that we were seeing, which was stretching back for miles. And I was here over the weekend and there was a real sense of frustration. Exhausted drivers, families, children, even reports of people sleeping in their cars. Now, the situation did start to improve from last night, and today it's been confirmed that the M20 is now fully open coastbound. So that is some relief, but the question now turns to what happens next. And there has been some warnings, including from the AA Motoring Group and the Kent Resilience Forum, who were saying that we could see a repeat of this sort of congestion as soon as next week and into the rest of the summer. Now, the government, for its part, says it does continue to work with the local authorities to try and minimise the disruption, and their advice to passengers is to continue to check before you travel and to take plenty of food and water with you.
OK, Noor, for now, thank you. Well, let's get more on this. I'm joined by Simon Calder, travel correspondent for The Independent, who has been in Kent this weekend. Simon, commiserations to you.
I had a lovely time. I was cycling through the sunny uplands. I took my bike on the reasonable basis that, well, I would be able to get past all the traffic queues, which was actually just as well. Hundreds of trucks and thousands of motorists stuck in the traffic jams trying to get on at Dover and at Folkestone.
Yeah, it was horrendous, wasn't it? Some queuing for up to 21 hours. Was it to be predicted?
Well, we were certainly going to experience for the first time this weekend the full effects of leaving the European Union at the time of peak summer getaway. We didn't see it last year. That was because 3 days before the start of the main school summer holidays in England and Wales, the government introduced this so-called Amber Plus quarantine category. That meant anybody who went to or through France had to self-isolate for 10 days when they came back. So therefore hundreds of thousands of people cancelled their trips. This was always going to be busy. It was always going to be a challenge in terms of getting people through the border because, well, as we saw in Noor's report, this is now a hard frontier with the European Union, just the same as the EU has with Russia and with Turkey. And that is what we asked for when we left the European Union. So therefore, it was going to be tough. The processing time, and I did have a look at how long it was taking to get cars through, typically a family of four, about a minute and a half. Now, previously, if you were going through passport control in your car, very often you just kind of vaguely wave your passport at the frontier official. He or she would, with a cheery smile, wave you on. Sometimes they might have a look, but at times of peak traffic, if there was a backlog, they could just wave people through. That was their discretion. They have no discretion anymore. They have to stamp your passport. In theory, they should also ask you the purpose of your trip. Have you got a return ticket? Where are you going to be staying? And have you got enough money to sustain you? Now, they're not doing all of those, but they do have to stamp the pass. That's, again, something that the UK asked for when we became third country nationals. And it basically triples the transaction time.
OK, Simon, thanks very much. Let's hope it eases off for all those who still to travel through there this summer. Thank you.